depends on the point of the training. If the point of the training, I guess, is to be able to come up with concepts to be able to work towards that goal to be able to train like that, yes, there's a possibility, but it's going to be a long, hard road. But if you use just the reality of that attack and trying to learn how to be able to handle something like that, that's 0 to 100 in a split second. It's really fast. Okay. And it's, if it happened, like, Tristan's like, I don't like your fucking hairdo, boom! That's a whole different story, because you know that it's coming, okay? But I mean, I've seen this firsthand where two people have got into like a monkey day session where it's like, dude, you got a fucking problem, man, and then security comes over, breaks it up, and it's like, I fucking got your number, bitch. I got your number. And they fucking walk away, and then 2 minutes later, his head's turned away, and boom, boom, and it just fucking happens. I've seen that where people have gotten split up, and then 2 minutes later, crowded bar, guy comes around the corner, he's looking the other way, hey, dickhead, bam, 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 bam. By the time a bouncer gets there.
Okay, that scenario, what you just did, is there a way to train for that?
Well, I think the first thing that you both agree
Actually, yeah, leave the bar.
Well, the first thing would be, and that could be part of it, would be awareness.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would disagree about that. If you had an altercation with somebody and they were still scheming, are you really going to turn your back and start having a conversation with someone else? Well, if you did, then you would be inviting that.
Well, okay, let me re-clarify what I was. That never usually happened within 2 minutes or 3 minutes. That usually happened anywhere from 25 minutes to 45 minutes after that, if nobody got thrown out. Because if no contact is actually made, there's no reason to throw anybody out. Because usually when bouncers would get involved, because I've seen this, I've been a part of it, I've separated people. Dude, fucking get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't got time for your bullshit. I got more fucking problems to deal with than you. Just go have fun, go have fun. You're an adult establishment. Fucking act like it, or I'm gonna fucking escort both of you out of here. Hey man, no big deal, no big deal. And then I'll look at both guys. And I can tell just by the look on their face, one of the two is pissed off, and the other one's like, thank God the bouncer interjected. And then a half an hour later, 45 minutes later, 119, which is reverse of 911, but that's the code we use for flight. 119, section 3, 119, section 3, and you get there, and it's this dude and that dude, and it's like, you fucking serious? And then the bouncer that's in that section said, yeah, this dude came over and just totally cold-cocked shit out of him, grabbed him and started punching. And then I go look at the security footage, and I see exactly what went on, and the guy that punched him gets arrested for battery. It's as simple as that. But it's,
yeah, would that happen to you? Would you be the one that get hit?
Maybe.
Would that be the one that would happen to you?
Would that happen to me?
Yeah.
It's never happened to me in that sense.
Right,
but could
how
it?
come?
How come?
Happen?
Because I'm usually the bouncer.
Right, but you're aware. Your awareness is there. And it
It's-
wouldn't happen to you either, Tristan, if you understood the situation and you can read. And it's not hard to read people.
I think again in conversation we're jumping tracks so fast and changing the topic. I think your question was to the point. How can we train that to that level of reality? Now we're not the first group, Aikido or a martial art, that has posed themselves that question. How does an infantryman train to have bullets and grenades flying on live shells?
Without killing each other.
Right. They don't do that in training.
Well,
But do they say, well, guess what? We can't emulate real deadly force in training, so we're just going to clean your rifle and that will consider that good, and then we'll send you off.
Well, this is specifically why I recommend coming in here and doing something like this. It's the precursor to the punch. That's something he can deal with. And from this, there's a lot I can learn. There's a lot he can learn.
Right.
First
what
of all,
you're doing
you
is
see this,
you're learning the ABCs.
well, first, what I realize here, this is a deflector, okay? This is a defensive movement, okay? This is not Aikido, this is defense, okay? His whole body structure pulling back here is a withdrawal from the attack. None of this is Aikido. It's an internal limbic system mechanism to protect him. But while his brain is trying to go through scenarios on how to improve the situation, his limbic system is instantly responding in defensive movements of withdrawing while shielding this way, okay? So from here, he has an opportunity now to shift into Aikido mode, which when it happens, it'll happen really quickly because
think something has occurred to me very strongly here, and I'm trying to pin down exactly your definition of Aikido. And it seems to me that your definition is one aspect of Aikido, and you're kind of taking that one concept.
Well, can you?
I will in just a moment. And you're running deep into the field with that one and only concept. Firstly, most of your practice, what I've seen you do today and on the video, seems like a standing version of Kokidosa. And I love Kokidosa like the next thing. I love
hate
right?
Kokidosa.
But Kokidosa is an exercise meant to focus on one aspect of Aikido only, and that is direct connection, which is great. However, that's not all of Aikido. Right. And I do like you are on point and on concept at the fundamental level. If you have direct line of energy coming in, you don't push up against directly that way. We're absolutely on it. And there are ways that you can manipulate that extension like you just did to roll it and come across. You know, give in to use uke's momentum and direction energy. Again, that is on point. However, to only focus on that one concept and make that be quote unquote Aikido, and anything that is not that is not Aikido, loses sight of a lot of what is Haplala, the art of human combat, the art of taking the initiative, the art of controlling the center line. I mean, many of these concepts and fundamentals are being neglected for the sake of that one that is being just absolutely
right. But that's because he's not doing Aikido yet. So I can get in here and do this. He hasn't done any Aikido. What he's done is resisted.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if he
so
were
what if your approach was only half-hearted and you didn't have enough force? Why would he resist? Why would he not resist if you're not driving?
Well, if he was half-hearted, then what difference does it make?
Right.
It's not committed.
Right.
You know, he's, you know, listen, man, I'm freaking out right now. I think you took my keys and I can't find them. Right. Okay, there's no reason to do Aikido now. This is not an attack. This is basically me glomming onto him.
Okay.
Okay, so he might.
Well, if he doesn't want you glomming on him, he's gonna do something.
Yeah. So glom on.
Okay.
Is that a glomming on? How can I help you? He's still glomming on. There's no reason he's not going to fall down in what I'm doing. Why should he? Why should he fall down? But if he then say, you took my keys.
My card or
yeah.
didn't glom me?
Well, you can start glomming, and at any time you want, say, you motherfucker.
You dirty dog, you took my keys.
No, come on. When he changes from the glomming on, that's instantly recognizable to your system. You would recognize it instantly. That shift from just hanging on to coming through your center. You're trained enough, you would feel that instantly. And if I resist that, hey man, it's not a problem. Look, I didn't take your keys. Hey, stop, motherfucker. Punch him in the face, then it's a fight. It's not Aikido. No Aikido.
What kind of car is it, by the way? Is it a Lamborghini? Say, yeah, I fucking took your car.
But my reaction to him is going to do things to his attack. It's either going to cause him to withdraw his attack if he feels threatened, like I go to punch him. It's going to have him bolster if he feels like I'm pushing into him. And it's going to have him counterattack if it feels like, or secondary attack if it feels like I'm trying to escape.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes.
Because this is the attack that you gave.
Yes.
How much danger do you feel in right now?
Well, I feel like this is a dangerous situation, but I wouldn't be here if I felt that you were a dangerous person.
Where would you be?
This is letting you come in here.
But what if you had no choice and that's what he did?
This is, right.
Yeah, well, this is a place
Well,
of
my
practice.
question is, because right now, from a topology standpoint, when I've controlled your center, I've got the center line,
Right.
that attack would be that quick, and I would blow up your face.
Where's the Aikido there, though?
Yeah.
There's no Aikido versus headbutts.
Right. So, from an attacker's standpoint, because if I
And that's
get
a cheap
somebody
shot.
here, it is a cheap shot.
And that's
If
a cheap
if I
shot.
control, yeah, totally cheap.
It's a cheap shot.
But
And that's what happens in
it's a
the
shot
real
that will
world.
take you out.
That's a
Move
shot
the
that's
center
going to
back.
happen.
So where did it not? Where was it not Aikido? Where was there no?
You didn't do
Aikido?
anything, so there was no
Yeah,
idea.
exactly.
So you'd have a face smash. You'd probably be
No, but this
unconscious.
is you were saying, okay, well, I'm coming in here and we're
Right.
doing a practice thing.
Okay.
Okay. So now, this is your
Yeah.
center, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pushing to my face.
Mhm.
If I can take it, I can take it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I worked with Sugar Ray Leonard, the boxer,
Okay.
and he told
You're
me.
no Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, exactly. No, not at all. But Sugar Ray Leonard told me that, you know, Corky, everybody thinks it's about how hard you punch, but it's really how much you can
Okay.
Okay? So if I'm Sugar Ray or I'm, what's his name, Butterbean,
Okay.
you see his fights, he's getting punched in the face constantly, he doesn't stop him.
Okay.
Okay? So your hand to my face, I wouldn't call that Aikido, you call that Aikido.
I didn't kill you, did I? I could have.
But you call that Aikido.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well then it
Why
should
would,
have
did I injure you? Were you hurt?
No, but what I'm saying is you can call that Aikido. That's not the kind of Aikido I'm doing.
Well, then why, maybe you should define what your Aikido is.
Well, my Aikido was as if, so you're going to do the same thing I just did to him? Can I grab this? Or? Well, that's what I did. Grabbed him. And when he did this, right into the face. Okay, we're at 10. Okay, good again. Right? 10.
Right.
Okay, but if I do
And by
that,
the way, notice I didn't choose to break your nose, or
Thank
poke
you.
you in the
I
eye,
appreciate that.
or hit you in the solar plexus, which probably would have folded you in half.
Yeah.
Well, we've
I
already-
did just enough that I
we've already
needed
discussed that.
to
We
take
know it.
care of the threat that was immediate.
Go on, Tom,
Right,
run,
fair
let
enough.
him talk.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, but what I'm saying is there might be something different.
Okay. All
And
right.
so when he comes in here to do this, even if he comes a headbutt, and I pull in here, now this is kind of fake because I know it's coming. Fair enough, right? I know it's coming.
But a headbutt, you're never going to
That
see
first
that
one that
coming.
I did,
However,
you
never
didn't
mis-
even twitch. I would have exploded your face in a
yeah, I
second.
know, because,
But that's what,
But I did.
that's what we're talking about here.
okay, well, that's how you came up to it.
Okay.
But that's how a headbutt is executed. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not that. It's up close, bam, you get nailed right away. And you can't defend it. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't defend against that. If it's that close, boom!
So,
You can't even get your head out of the way.
Right.
So in other words, no Aikido has happened at all.
Versus a headbutt?
Right.
Broken nose,
No
busted
Aikido
mouth.
has happened. No Aikido has happened on the approach.
Not on that, no.
Okay, so can you be Aikido person?
Sure.
Okay. Look what happened already.
Yeah.
So you didn't allow me to get in there.
Okay. So there's the. Now I want to describe your attack.
Okay.
We're at this range.
Yeah.
I've just showed you that I'm going to attack from way back there.
Okay.
Okay,
Be
now,
Aikido person.
no,
Aikido
no.
person.
I want to make my point first, please. Now we're in a restaurant. Like, oh, hey, buddy, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Boom!
That was it. I just walked up to you and smashed your face with my head. This is
That
how,
was fast.
This is
I
how
didn't,
it
I didn't
goes.
think you were going to do that.
And I don't care if you got your hands out on my elbows the way you just did. Bam! That's all there is to it. Or I just had you right in the groin and I stopped. So this is the kind of reality that, in my opinion, doing kokidosa standing does not cover.
So are you saying if the lady came up to you and did what you just did to me, he couldn't headbutt you? With your other any of your skills?
Okay. Yes, he could. Now, the reason being, and I've met with and trained with law enforcement that trains for high violence all the time. The most difficult challenge they have is how do we create a training environment that has all of the pallor of a real situation. When Lenny walks up to me, I know Lenny. He's a friend of mine. I can let him in this close to me, and I'm not worried that he's going to smash my face. If I take somebody that doesn't know me and I let him walk up to me, like we all do in normal society, every day, all the time, I'm vulnerable to that. Now, people that I know in law enforcement, they've told me things like, I've arrested so many people, I can't let anybody walk up to me. I'm in a grocery store, some guy walks around the corner, I send him up for 4 years, and he looks, that's the asshole cop that arrested me.
Or that's the dude's brother
Right.
that you sent to
Exactly.
prison,
So-
and you never met the guy's brother.
So at any time, it's like I can't even leave my house without going on high zanshi, to use our terms. So even when I would approach him, so let's pretend you're me and I'll pretend I'm him, you come up to me and say, oh, hey Tristan, how you doing? Pretty good, how are you? He'd always get to a friend side,
Yes.
right? Because even his most trusted friend, he would never let Stan square up, because he said, this is the most dangerous real estate you're ever going to be on, is right in front of somebody.
Perfect.
But he also has what I would say is probably a PTSD level of what he has to live with every day. And some of these cops they go home and they sweep their house with their gun, top to bottom, everywhere a human being could be hiding, they sweep it. That's a high level of, call it paranoia.
What I would say about what you just did is great Aikido.
Right, it is.
That's great Aikido. It didn't result in me getting injured and
Right.
getting a thing in my face at all.
Right.
And in fact, here's what showed that was what I was doing was authentic. Can you do the same thing again?
So what's in it?
Well, as you connected with me and turned off the line.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like,
Okay, how you doing?
Yeah, see, my attack
Right.
is coming in a way that's creating my impediment.
Right. Okay.
So you see that would be easy thing. You wouldn't have to punch me out. You wouldn't have to twist my arm. My intention is
Right.
doing
And by
it
the
all.
way, I told him after we trained together for 12 years. I said, you know, Chris, you're teaching Aikido and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
He never took an Aikido class because the principles of topology are there. Is to get off the line, get to the flank, get control. Now it
Yeah.
doesn't look like how we would do it,
Yeah.
but if the principles are there, then that's what's solid. And this is, when I see what you're doing, you often describe good principles, but then when I see you demonstrate them, those principles don't come out. So, and you won't be the first instructor, certainly they're all over the place, that say one thing and then they do something different.
Well, here's the
And this is
in this conversation, if things are being set up and we're discussing stuff, and there isn't really this feeling of like what you're going to do or what you're not going to do. Yes. But when I'm practicing with partners and we're getting into the partners Juwaza, I don't stand there and go, here, come and get me. That's what we do for training purposes.
Okay.
Okay? But what I would do is come to here. Come in. I say, hey, Tristan, how are you?
Hey, everybody, come back over here, please.
Can we have you guys here?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And the thing is, if you square off, I'm not going to get closer to you. I'm going to get within your range of effectiveness. Because I can feel it. I can feel your whole tension start up.
Okay.
It'd be foolish for me to come in and be closer. It would only happen if I was determined to throw you in some way or to engage you in such a way that I would get a good fight. So if I say, hey Tristan, how are you? And you shake my hand, that's a pretty good thing, right? But I'm not going to come in here and try to do something, you know, assuming that you might try to attack.
Okay. I guess that's sounding kind of word salad to me. I don't really understand the point of the whole that.
But okay, if that's the case, then he's not using his on shin if he doesn't think that you're going to attack him. And you were saying, well,
Right.
if you're paying attention, you're using your on shin, you wouldn't be put in that situation. So, but what if
Right.
you were going to attack him and you shook his hand and then boom, there's a punch?
Well, we've
and now
already
he's not
covered.
using
We've
his on
already
shin.
covered a lot of what ifs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What ifs that
But
happen.
it goes
that-
back to if somebody grabbed you and struck you, then you weren't obviously doing Aikido. Where was your on shin?
Right. And where was your other martial skills? You know,
It's because you don't.
because you guys don't do what I do,
Yeah.
and yet you both agreed that there would be a way you could each headbutt each other. Okay.
Because that's just common sense. I mean,
Right.
you could. It's
That's like fighting 101.
yeah.
If you give up.
That's the
if you
reality
give
of
a
the
direct
real
line
world,
to your
Corky. I
head
hate
from his
to
hands
break the news to you, but that's the reality of the real world.
Okay, then either we can all agree that there's
You know.
certain things that are indefensible,
And that's one of them.
or we can say that there are things like what you did, which deliver my intention to be ineffective. When you got off the line, when you turned, I came in here, and you did this. Now that's a little different because you kind of sidestepped, and now I've got a direct line to your center. My head, yeah, but what you did before was not that.
That turns us.
Yes, exactly. That's all I'm saying. Is that there is a way to train that delivers my attack to be ineffective by what you're doing and your intentions in there.
Okay,
Which is
I have
why-
to interrupt
which is-
for the sake of time. Let's take just like a 30-second break and then finish the last 5 minutes, okay? Because we're running out of time.
Yeah.